Alrighty, hello everybody. We are back with more Disco Elysium. Right there on the screen. Apologies if anybody noticed the 3 or 4 stream attempts right at the beginning there. I was having some weird issue with OBS, of course. So I go to start the stream each one of those times, and it's like 8 million skipped frames and frames missing and dropped frames, and I'm like, what is going on? And like I thought it was just like, oh, it's being weird, but after like the third or fourth time I went into the settings, and somehow magically some things were set to like attempt like a, I don't know, like a 4K broadcast without the proper amount of bit rate set correctly. I have no idea how that happened. But I think everything is okay now. We're at 0% for frames dropped or skipped. So, oh hey, Dog Nozzle. How are you doing today? Looking good from here. That's good. You know, I was messing with emulator stuff for some a retro gaming stream nonsense that I'll be having coming up. I don't know. I did not go into actual settings to attempt Super Mario Brothers 1 in 4K. So oh, OBS, always issues. All right, let's load on in here. Let's see, been looking forward to this. I feel like the story's really gonna pick up now that we met the Sunday friend. The story's gonna pick up, you say, but we have lots of side things to do. No, I get it though. Yeah, we're actually gonna be getting to like a new section and everything pretty shortly as well. So yeah, we got lots more to do. So it's like the end of the night here. We put Kim to bed last time. We got our fancy new boots, our corpse boots. However, something we can do. Kim is sleeping right now. Let's annoy him. Oh, can we not do it? Oh, maybe we have to do it later. Never mind. I might be too early for the annoying Kim while he's sleeping. Oh, maybe it's when we do that. All right. Let me take a quick look at the journal here. Okay, we can talk to Klasia, but I think we'll wait for Kim to be around for that, so we'll wait for tomorrow morning. And yeah, most of that stuff we can't really do yet. Let us take a look at, are we able to get access to our where is our I can't think of the word for it. Our thing with like our cases on it and the stuff that we write our case things on. That seems to be missing. Oh, there. Okay, there's the ledger. For some reason, I'm used to things being in the interact section of the menu.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Okay, we have a logic check again. 28% +1 finished autopsy. So we have that at least. Let's give it a try.
Yes,
Hey,
you can
good
piece
start.
them together
All
using
right.
the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Wait, what is HDB41?
41 is your precinct.
But what is HDB?
It's safe to say those are the initials of the officer responsible for the case. Your initials.
What?
Harry Dubois, HDB.
All right. Let's see. Let's just do a case here. I guess we can just go down the line. So we'll check out right now the Next World mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the belles-lettres have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
All right, let's read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
All right. So we have the option to remove the mural, it is wrong, or keep the mural, it is right. So our old partner was JV. I wonder if we'll figure out who that is. Well, I mean, technically, we've heard him when we called the our station at Kim's car. He was one of the people making fun of us. But I guess it remains to be seen if we actually see him. And I think that's, unless I'm misremembering, I think that's the JV would be the same initials. I can't remember his name though. I feel like it started with a J. All right, so I'm kind of torn on this. Like if it was a mural of something I agree with, I'd leave it up. But if it's done by a rich guy who's like all like fuck the middle class or whatever, wreak havoc on the middle class. Uh Here's my hypocrisy. um well, people are kind of upset. Let's remove the mural.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns
Oh.
out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
Oh, let's see. We'll say the middle class are not to be blamed.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
Okay, we'll do maybe one more quick one. The insolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high.
Oh, well, perhaps both at the same time.
Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man. And you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Okay, let's proceed.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Oh, what is Leslie doing? Leslie the, genital flasher. Leslie is doing some public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you.
True.
The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger.
Not our ledger.
He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Oh, we do. Oh, okay.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. Kill them. They broke it.
Okay, Half-Light. Okay.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
Oh, there's good news. Okay.
Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
It's a great title for this case, I think.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
All right. I think we'll save the rest for later. We'll revisit.
Not much has changed in the...
Okay, yeah, put it away. All right, and we probably still don't have access to that now. Okay. All right. I forgot about the expression. Yeah, it's been a long time since we heard about the expression.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Okay. We can have a good chance of assessing the damage here. 83% chance, +1 has been here a while, and +1, the lights are on. Let's give it a try.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
Oh, what did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Wait, what am I doing?
Something you've done before.
All right, let's do what we've done before and assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe.
All right. Maybe it wasn't me?
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
Sure. I'm sure I had a good reason for it. Maybe I was trying to hit someone?
And maybe, just maybe, you succeeded. We'll never know.
The unsolvable case 2. Okay. Let's head to bed.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting, but it's yours. You've earned it.
We have earned it. All right, let's go to sleep and eventually start the next day.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself.
You know, it really is hard to get any sleep with you guys talking to me all the time.
You're not cooperating, brother man.
Hey, listen here, brother man. Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
I'm pretty sure we have heard from the limbic system like once or twice before. It's mostly been the reptile brain dude. But I'm pretty sure limbic popped in maybe like at the very beginning for like maybe one or two comments, but yeah, it's definitely the first time we're hearing from Limbic at the very beginning, which is cool.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing.
And Pain Threshold has something to say. Let's see. Hey, what is this? I was on the express to Zero home.
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks, admiring the wreck around you. You just can't help it, looking at yourself. The sum total of your accomplishment.
All right, listen here, ancient reptilian brain. We solved the unsolvable case.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Let's see. I will. I'm looking at people all the time. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
Well, some of them. Kim is nice, and we get along with Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife.
People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
I've had those nights pretending to be asleep when I can't get to sleep. Not for, Harry's reasons here, but, I guess more in regular insomnia reasons.
Let it. Let it.
All right, let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
All right, let's open our eyes. Yeah, not a very good night of sleep. All right, we are awake. This is neat that our skills are now commenting on the internal voices. Oh, definitely. Right. Oh, hey, zombie. How you doing today? Or tonight, whatever time it is. I don't know. Where's my sexy disembodied voice husbando? I'm sure we'll be hearing from him. Probably sooner rather than later. All right, let's head downstairs and pick Kim up, and then head back upstairs, and we can finally interview Klasia, Miss Aranye disco dancer. All right, we got Kim. Okay, let's give a knock on the door.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answered, muffled by the door.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
Oh, we sure could, and we will. All right, let's bust on into Klasia's room, take a look around. Hotel bill calculations, looks like she's had an extended stay. Piles of dirty clothes, a woman's. All right, what do we have here? In the yard below, a corpse lies under the pine tree. Yeah. I think we're gonna get yelled at by HQ for just leaving both a corpse hanging and then now just on the ground rotting away.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
All right, let's look at the toothbrush.
It's been used quite a lot.
Okay, let's look at the meds.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Boy, there's quite the collection in here.
Anything of note?
Let's search the bottles.
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra.
Hey Kim, what's Nacra?
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
You could say he's on the lookout.
All right, let's search the pill sheets. Anything good there?
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
All right, a little know-how. We do have electrochemistry know-how. What are we at? Very high, 97%. All right, go electro. Is there something more interesting here?
A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about this orange bottle?
It's speed, man.
Oh.
Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Oh my. Let's not bring it up to the lieutenant. Just take it in plain sight. But we do have an interfacing check, which we've used a couple times to steal. So interfacing medium, take it in secret. 83% chance, -1 because we got sweaty hands looking at those sweet, sweet drugs that we're jonesing for. And a +1 for need for speed. All right, it's a red check, so it's our only chance. So let's try it.
Silently, the bottle slides into your palm. Then, as you turn, into your pocket.
Success.
Feels so sleek and beautiful. You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Time to become a super detective again, Harry. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
All right. Well, we got the good stuff here. There it is. Speed, St. Baptiste Peptide. +1 to Motorix, -1 to morale, of course. What are our Motorix specifically? Hand-eye, perception, reaction. Maybe that would help a little with our interview with Klasia. Yeah, let's get those in there. Although, once again, I don't seem to be able to actually click on it. The drugs seem to have glitched out on me. I know I had this issue last stream also. I don't know why. Let's head upstairs. It's Adderall. Oh, okay. The bed has been hastily made. Come on, let me click on you. That's a satisfying bottle clink noise. It is. It's very good. I like it too.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
All right, let's run our finger across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
The window has recently been replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
He adjusts his glasses. Looks like that's all we can do for the moment. All right, what do we have here? An exit. All right, we got a thought though. The smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. All right, let me actually try saving and then maybe do a quick load here. It probably won't help anything. I don't know why it's being so finicky with oh no. Oh, where's this at? Yeah. Oh, that Nightbot. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's just continue on. Let's look at this. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers, which gives us a thought. I hate Nightbot. Yeah, it's gotten a little more annoying than anything else. I got it because it seemed like something that everybody had, and the internet was like, yeah, you should have one. No, yeah, I should have figured how to be careful with links. Stream elements is much better. I guess I'll have to research into that. Although I think my favorite bot is probably, I know one of the streamers I watch has one, as well as Nightbot, called Buttspot, that just randomly replaces different words with butt that people type into chat, which can be funny sometimes, but usually doesn't make sense a lot of times. Oh yeah, I'll definitely let you know if I need any help on that.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
All right, we got a hand-eye coordination check. Move your hand fast, 83%. Let's try it.
You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell.
All right, we got the Maybell.
The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
All right, Okay, well, we do have to do the cool finger pistols at someone. Now, should we snap our finger pistols at our partner, Kim, or at Klasia, who we're about to interview with some rough questions? Maybe we'll do it with Kim. We don't need to further our embarrassment with Klasia. So, all right, Kim.
Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols produce a satisfying snap. Strange for such a low-caliber finger gun to sound so chunky. The flower in your other hand is impressed. So is Kim.
All right. Our finger guns have impressed the flower we picked up and Kim.
That's not entirely true.
Oh.
The lieutenant is looking at the door to the east and mostly misses them.
Kim! We were being cool over here. Man. All right, what do we have here? A cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. All right. Okay, so we're going to interview Klasia now. Just a warning for anybody in chat. We are going to be discussing some rough things of a sexual nature / sexual assault nature. All right.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
Her hair is still slick from the shower.
Let's see. Lynx is a good reason to have a Discord server, though. When people want to share things with me while I stream, they just link in Discord. Yeah, that's a good point. I've thought about getting a Discord, but it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. Seems a little, I don't know, unnecessary at this point. I don't know, just to me. I don't know when people usually start that kind of thing. But I know it's something I should have or whatever. Never too early. Yeah. Yeah. I'll I guess add that to the ever-growing list of stuff that I'm working on with all this nonsense.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean, then toned over several years of self-defense training. You can sense it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
All right. Let's see. We have our proceedings here. But we can start things off. A nice view you've got here.
Nice. I don't know about that, officer.
She looks north toward the yard. Yeah, that where the corpse was hanging, and is now on the ground, unmoved by us.
Where the ripe corpse
yeah.
of a man still lies on the ground.
Yeah.
Spotted with green and purple.
Oh no, he's just getting worse and worse. Let's see. No time for pleasantries. We have questions for you. No, we'll proceed nicer. You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Let's see. This lady's bangs are exquisite. Yeah, they they kind of are, aren't they? So there's a lot of stuff with her, and this won't be the only time that we talk to her. She's an extremely, extremely complicated character, who has both good and horrible aspects. Which is why I think I really like her as a character overall. Let's see. Oh, we have evil apocalyptic thing. I can do that. Let me
vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell. To another place, a third place, much different from our world.
A third place? Interesting. That's probably why the cleaning lady quit.
Probably.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the one and only superstar cop.
That's right.
He's kind of a big deal around here.
He- Hear that, Kim? I am a huge deal around here.
Mace, I don't know what he's told you, but there are no superstars among police officers.
Yes, there are, Kim. Yes, there are.
Of course there are. Look at him. He is the Phoenix. What brings the Phoenix back to me?
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man who was hanged. The people responsible have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. No need to dilly-dally. She's tough.
So, like, suggestion is, probably obviously right. Like, I would normally try to do it the kindest way I could. But knowing what I know, physical instrument is also right. She is actually tough. Tougher than we realize at this point. Finally, someone acknowledges how dang cool we are. She's definitely... That's right, she's not being sarcastic. We are very cool. We are a superstar cop. Our voices inside of us have confirmed that. Thanks, Coach, but I think I'll dilly-dally this time.
You sound like a namby-pamby.
Oh, man. Physical instrument is calling us a namby-pamby. Let's see. All right, nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
Like, you just go right into it. You got quite the nice collection of prescription drugs down there. So what are you doing here in the whirling in rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here in the whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
Say, that window is new.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Say, you do have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
She says without any discernible irony.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
Oh, shut up, authority.
No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
That's right, we are cool. It was so cool. It was quite impressive. How did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
Let's see. The collection includes Nacra, an opioid antagonist.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
His tone isn't aggressive, just inquisitive.
Better safe than sorry.
She takes a drag and smiles. You seem to have, among other things, Preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically.
You know, as funny as it would be to show her the peptide that we stole from her, we successfully stole that, you know, without Kim seeing us. So I think maybe we shouldn't show her with Kim right there. That's all as far as that goes then.
Very funky.
All right, I have other questions for you.
Okay.
She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette. Oh yeah, Nacra equals Narcan. Good point. That's should have been very obvious to me, but I was not thinking.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Okay, all right. What is your name, miss, for the record?
Clasier Amondou.
And where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
What is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Bad memory of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminum. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
She takes a drag. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
Oh, what's that?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
She raises both eyebrows. What is Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes.
Oranese lit. What do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money then? Money is very important. Do you see money?
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Being what?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
She smiles.
Miss Oranje, now there is something you should linger on.
Electrochemistry. Wouldn't it be inappropriate to linger?
All things considered, very. Now linger.
Oh, all right. What is Miss Oranje 37?
It's a beauty pageant, held in the year of our century 37, in Oranje.
But no, what is a beauty pageant?
It's a competition for stupid girls. Men look at them and choose the most beautiful.
No, but what is beauty?
When you have the fewest deviations from the norm. I've been told it's a type of mediocrity that I possess.
Oh no, so you were stupid and mediocre? No, we're not going to say that. So you were the most beautiful?
Yes. And for that, I got a crown and a sash and a scepter. And a scholarship to study Oranese lit.
All right, understood.
Mm-hmm. I would offer you coffee, but it's garbage. Literally tastes like poison.
She takes a sip. Oranje equals Netherlands. Okay, that's cool. That I didn't know. I'm like some of the, I guess, obvious to me countries represented in this game I've gotten, but yeah, some of the others, like I had no idea actually about Oranje being the Netherlands. Thank you. Could we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
All right, we'll just conclude. Okay then.
Okie dokie.
All right, thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
That's right. The official Superstar Cop record. All right, let's get into it, I guess. They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
She takes a quick drag, unperturbed.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
It's not that early?
She looks around. The sun has risen over the sea. People are rushing to work below.
It is. It's murderously early. I'm amazed I'm awake. Why am I even awake?
I'm agreeing with Klasia here. It is 8:08 a.m. in the game. That is murderously early. And both of these just sound bad. So you weren't, or so you were. I mean, we do have to keep pressing, I guess. So were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
Let's see. I remember this being foreshadowed when talking to the Union men last time. Yeah. Let's see. Stares and wakes up at 4:30. Oh yeah. What is beyond murderously early? Because that's what 4:30 a.m. is. That is just incomprehensible.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Why are you harassing a woman about her assault? Well, we're unfortunately doing our job. We are detectives. So we're doing an investigation because the people downstairs, the Hardy Boys, said that the murdered person whose body is down on the ground outside there did all that to Klasia, but right now she's saying she wasn't.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Oof.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Let's see. Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
She cradles her coffee cup in both hands.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
You mean like a birthday party? Oh, here's the option for us. What kind of partying? The kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Oh man, no one parties hardier than me.
Please, you're alive in 50. I've known people who party so hard they're dead at 14.
She stops to take a short drag.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Whoa. After so much drinking and drugs, how did they manage it?
Okay, endurance. Okay, I guess we're gonna be stupid here. Hold on. After so much drinking and drugs, how?
Untraditionally, officer.
She puts out her Astra, but lights another one with its end first.
She's cold and strange. I'm not picking anything up here.
Let's see. You were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
How did you two meet?
The lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension?
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Let's see. I kind of see where this is going, I think. Our party cop is picking up that something doesn't quite add up here. Yeah, there's... Yeah. Things aren't going to be adding up completely for a while, in general, for sure. Let's see, what can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair?
Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
So what did they hang him for if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
All right. So how do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs.
Okay, the options up here, are you sure you weren't raped? I don't want to say that. That just Sounds like a horrible thing to say. This one also, it must be hard for you, points to the yard, seeing him there all the time. Considering that we left the body up there for what, like a week or a weekend, I forget, and now it's just hanging out on the ground because we haven't moved it. Because we wanted to get those boots from the body. Let's see. Okay, so she's confirming that the Union men lynched him, but we know that wasn't the cause of death. Yep. So now we can ask, so, Klasia, why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me and Sylvie, the bartender.
It's hard to know what to think about that answer.
Okay, all right, thank you for telling us all of this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Okay, I had something else before we go, a little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
All right, what is this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Sudden change of topic. Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
Any admirers, miss?
Admirers? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no fashionable society.
Let's see. I noticed your room is close to mine. I have a personal question.
Yes, you're just one room away. Very personal.
That's all. I just wanted to establish that. Let's see. Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
He waits for you to finish the sentence.
Quick, say something professional.
Oh, something professional. Is there anything about her room?
Yeah?
No.
All right.
All right. Well, we have a volition check. A legendary volition check. To look her in the eye. 8%. But we do have a +1 for her slight confusion about the bullet. Well, it's a white check, so we can always come back later and try again. Let's give it a shot. 8%. Let's go.
She looks back.
No.
Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise.
Oh, drama popping up.
You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit. Miss Oranje Disco Dancer, you want to put your hand on her back and feel it arch.
What is happening?
Nothing, just time passing. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God, conceptualization.
You are not a fool. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting.
Am I being beguiled?
She presses her elbows against her waist and slowly turns her head. Her hair brushes her shoulders, making a small hissing sound, almost imperceptible.
Well, that was a interesting failure of volition. Let's avert our eyes.
The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds.
All right, let's return to this later, miss.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
All right. Let's head back inside. Oh, actually, no, go back outside. Well, while we're down here, Kim wants to have a little talk with us.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something is off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Okay, let's head back upstairs real quick. We didn't take a look at this other thing out here.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Where does this lead to?
I don't know.
He makes a note in his notebook.
It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Do you think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Let's see. CNC. Oh, not CNC. What does CNC mean? Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, our skills are having a little party here. Oh man, this mystery really is getting good. Heck yeah. Love this game. All right, let's tap on the roof with our foot.
A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
Let's see. Consensual non-consent. For a moment, I thought she was talking about... Oh, okay. All right. I'm caught up now. All right.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
Yes, we can bring this back up again. See, the main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation.
I hate it when that happens.
Ha 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 ha, take that, Kim. All right, now, we won't be, like, if we can get in there, we won't be able to get out of the other way yet until we get the key that we were unsuccessful in getting before because it was too soon. We can try that again, I guess, once we get down to where the Hardy Boys are. But we have a physical instrument check, a heroic check, to kick the door in. 58% chance, a +1 anti-object task force initiative. Let's see if we can kick the door in. Ah, failure. All right. Ow.
You kick it, gung-ho style, entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
All right, let's trash the place.
All right, class, yeah.
Let's not.
No, Kim, we're having a party here.
Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object.
All right. Disrespecting the force? Kick the door again.
The door receives a thorough disciplining. Its pain and groveling is much to your liking.
Suck on that, door.
That's right, door. All right, let's leave. Let's head back inside and downstairs. I believe we have a date with the Hardy Boys. Let me see if any of even those aren't working. Weird. Oh. All right. Well, we had some smokes. A nice cigarette before talking to the Hardys. Let's just do a save game here. And have a little chat with Titus here.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
All right. All right, I found someone who saw the hanging, a witness.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's probably the Sunday friend we're referring to that we talked to last stream.
That's just tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already roll on the others, and is in witness protection.
Let's see. The link I tried to post earlier basically said there's a bug where the right place to click to use items, medicine in your hand is smaller than it's supposed to be. I must have just hit the cigarette one when I was clicking wildly in the right place. Okay. Well, thank you, Nightbot, for blocking that. Would have been useful knowledge. Let's see. My witness isn't local.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
Charles Village Ruin, a high-ranking government. Well, maybe we shouldn't be giving out names since this is an investigation. Let's just say he's a high-ranking government official and leave it at that.
Yeah, right. Like we wouldn't know if an MI plant was in our town. Nice try, right?
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
All right, let's see here. The witness said the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting, no commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
Damn, they wormed their way out of it somehow. Try something else if you can.
The witness said he saw two people of Areopagite descent and one mask.
Areopagite?
Or Areopagite.
I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there.
The witness said it all looked like a surreal play.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
All right, well, thank you for the apology.
Shanky, it's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
He writes in his notebook.
You didn't break this wagon fort, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a bit.
All right, well, we did a little there. All right, enough about the witness.
Some witness. I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went and said it to people. Get a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that.
Oh, yes, you do.
You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school, and I'm doing great.
You're doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
Okay, maybe it doesn't feel like this did anything to them, but they have to be fretting a little. Everyone is afraid of witnesses. Witness is a scary word.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's go over the rape victim again.
Again? Seriously, man.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
there's nothing new
whatever.
there. All right. Klasia says she wasn't raped.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Oh, boy.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
It seems both of those were in that one sentence, Elizabeth.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Crazy? What are you talking about? She was very lucid.
She wasn't raped. The witness's statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
Let's see. Elizabeth is doing her best to cover for Titus, but he's making it difficult. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Titus should probably work on his anger issues. His explosive, angry dialogue issues.
His hands become fists.
Oh, are we gonna do fisticuffs?
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fists down.
That's right, our fists are still up.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
Man, now that's a union. Ooh, boy.
The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit.
And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Yeah, well, why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pixty, they don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
All right, so what's on the tape?
What's on it? We call it the Dorgun a mega mix. You'll know why once you listen to it.
And where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you've bugged them. How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
All right, which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
The chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
All right, where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud. The lieutenant whispers.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Oh, all right. Kim, we could try that.
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Yeah, I think it's too broken. I guess we could take a quick
Don't
look.
forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Let's see. Fine, I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
All right, I'm gonna take off now. Okay, let's take a quick look up in our room, and I see a couple people we can talk to down there. I don't know if we have like a chance to like repair our stereo or whatever.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. There's no fixing this one.
Oh.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix. But it isn't anymore.
Well, it's not my fault.
Of course. We should try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we can talk to Roy at the pawn shop south of here. He had stuff.
All right. Roy does have stuff. What is this here? Kim tries not to look at your broken down bathroom door. Okay, let's head back downstairs here.
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
Let's see. We got an authority success. It's finally doing something to help us instead of just pushing us towards, doing something very bad to ourselves. Very true, thank God. Yep, I remember Roy. He had a pretty interesting backstory. Yeah, like cleaning up that, they're like Chernobyl kind of stuff. Yeah.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Let's see. Hold on, you're a patrol officer of the RCM?
Yes, I am.
I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
Well, guess what? I'm a cop too.
I know.
He's the real deal.
That's right. Is everything all right? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Let's see. Oh, yes.
Why? I bring word of the end to come.
Of course he does.
Of course we do.
Word of the end to come.
She shakes her head, tired.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
Okay, you're the police, right? Cool, so am I.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Wait, is he police?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
What are you, the police, doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
All right, we can call her the horse-faced woman, which is what she's called here. But that just seems mean. So we'll say a policewoman.
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
She says quietly and looks away. So what precinct are you from?
What precinct?
She just sighs.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
The sunglass-wearing man pushes through his teeth. Okay, goodbye. All right, we got a couple thoughts.
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
Oh, what time?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Taola? What's that?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osithien. Echondes Fronisin.
Wait, what? When did this countdown begin?
Monday morning.
Oh.
The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
This is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos. Perhaps, just a thought, this has something to do with the hangover.
Okay, so, I think this is the apocalyptic cop stuff. So I know we've been kind of doing Superstar Cop. Is anybody into, maybe becoming an apocalyptic cop? Let me know what you think. I haven't seen the apocalyptic cop stuff. I remember saying some kind of apocalyptic stuff on my very first playthrough, but I never got this far. Let's see. She doesn't know what precinct she's from. It's complicated. That's all I'll say. Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
I like our Superstar Cop path, just because we have so much committed to it already. All right, yeah, we'll opt out then. Yeah, I'm gonna have to opt out of the whatever it is. This was a mistake.
Okay, yes. Maybe it is just the hangover talking. Or some kind of joke you're playing on yourself instead of working on the case.
Okay. Yeah, we did go in being committed to the superstar cop kind of thing. There's just so many things you can do in this game, and like you just can't do it all on a playthrough.
Fairweather E500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
All right. What bonuses do we have from this thought? +2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in FT 500 armor. All right. We'll accept. Alrighty. Let's head on outside. Or wait, no. Let's see if we can have another go at this window here.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Okay, we got a heroic perception check to look out the window. We're at 42%. Yeah, maybe we'll level up perception one more. All right, 58% +1 mysterious door seen, +1 you've been here for a long time. Let's try it.
Nothing, as before, just black branches.
What's this weirdo cop doing now, huh? Window shopping?
Yep, we are window shopping.
I think he's trying to find dirt on us, in our box. It's what they do, Shanks. Did you know policemen are sometimes called pigs?
Wow, no. I hadn't heard that.
All right, I like that we gained 5 experience points learning that sometimes we're called pigs.
Yeah, because they like to sniff around in dirt.
The tattooed man gives you a look. All right, let's revert our gaze. All right, we gotta get that at some point. Okay, let's head over to the pawn shop, see if we can buy ourselves... Oh, we have a thought first.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Wait, what did I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
Oh. Oh, yeah, we should stay I like all 3 of these options, actually. It's her husband, the missing husband, referring to that woman outside of the bookstore that we were harassing who didn't have any missing family people. It's the future leader of the proletarian uprising, which we probably will pick because we're doing the communist thing. And then it's some third option. I guess we'll go with it's the future leader of the proletarian uprising.
No, it's not.
Oh. It's her husband, the missing husband.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
Give me the champagne, I'm going in.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found, right now.
All right, She's still searching for a book, her eyes wandering over the colorful grid of softcovers. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
She crosses her arms. Well, I found him nevertheless. I am that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
She's getting impatient, her hands now picking on a random book cover. Let's see. Our hammer-toting comrade was at the bottom of those stairs.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
I found a working-class drunk, and I thought he might be yours.
Right, 'cause working-class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
I'm not saying what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
Ha, blam. Knew it.
Yeah. Let's see. But you told me your husband's all right.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
So is he missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends.
She looks away.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She has completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance ahead. Kim, is it just me, or do we have a missing persons case here?
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working-class woman.
Man, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Let's see. Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
She eyes you from head to toe. Right, so we're dealing with a cop. So let me guess, he's disco.
Oh, thank God, no.
Oh.
It hasn't come down to this yet.
Why did you say that your husband resembles me then?
Well, he's slightly chubby.
What?
Wait, did she just imply that you're fat? You're not fat. The body type she's referring to is called a Franco-Nigerian hard body.
All right. I'm not chubby, and neither is your husband. What you meant to say is that we both share a Franco-Nigerian hard body.
You both share what?
She doesn't understand. Franco-Nigerian hard body. Softly round, yet still in shape. Ladies dig it.
I'm not sure about the rest, but softly round sounds about right. He's not in great shape.
She stops to think.
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds,
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Let's see. Well, if that jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning. He went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Let's see. I'd totally forgotten that we spent so much time harassing this poor lady for no reason. Leave it to authority to direct us back to this. Actually, it's funny. Like, later on in the game, we might see her again, but like, I never got this portion of it. Where we just kind of saw that drunk guy and then was like, oh, go, you know, back to the lady at the bookstore. So this little scene is all new to me.
She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
All right, I think I got it. Thanks.
So you are going to look for him?
She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask.
Yes, I will bring him back home to you.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
The woman takes the slip of paper. It's a phone number. Oh, by the way, you were right that I'm a cockatoo.
Excuse me?
I went and read up on them, just like you said, and I even decided on what kind of cockatoo I am. Want to know?
I don't know. The most talkative one?
She's ready to put the question aside. No, I'm the Major Majestic Cockatoo.
The what now?
The Major Majestic Cockatoo. It's the most impressive one.
You truly are one strange cop, aren't you?
She says, slowly shaking her head.
I have a strange cop offering to find my stupid husband. What a day.
What a day indeed. Thanks, I'll get going then. All right, we got another side case going. It's so funny that we saw some totally unrelated person decided to talk to her and accidentally ended up advancing her storyline. Yeah, this game is great. Yeah, let's head down here so we can make our way to the pawn shop. See if we can get ourselves a stereo or tape player or whatever. All right, we're inside the pawn shop, and I'm going to take a quick restroom break. I'll be back in like 30 seconds or so. So don't nobody go nowhere. I will be right back. Enjoy the ambient sounds of inside the pawn shop. Alrighty, we are back. All right, let's talk to the pawn shop guy.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
We can ask about this. Going back to the cryptids, do you have any recordings of the Koldomamadakwa?
The Koldomamadakwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter.
Let's see. I've been thinking about quitting the RCM and becoming a cryptozoologist.
How interesting. Well, it's been a long while since I've gone hunting for the Koldomamadakwa. Once knew a group of young musicians who decided they didn't want to play music anymore and started looking for all kinds of interesting sounds instead. This was before, you know, lost touch with them after all of that.
That sounds so cool.
Cool or not, one of them was obsessed with recording the Koldomamadakwa, and he was one of those passionate people who know a lot about all kinds of strange things. So he got the rest of us to join in his search.
And did you ever find it?
We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns, compared them, cut them up and combined them into the Symphonia Koldomamadakwa.
Oh, can I listen to it?
Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my old life. None at all. But I do have a tape with some ultrasonic sounds that might be what you're looking for.
He starts rummaging through some tapes behind the counter.
Do we really have time for this?
The lieutenant whispers to you. Spin that bird song.
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to record anything specific. Just left a recording device there one morning. Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200 kilohertz audible to the human ear. It will be strange.
Oh, excuse me.
As the hum grows louder, modulating but always unnaturally uncomfortably low, like it's coming not from the speakers, but also from inside your chest, breathing is becoming difficult. He nods to you, reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds, some random, some appearing to form patterns, hit your eardrums.
What's that?
Gulls and skewers. But
he raises a pointer finger and inclines his head towards the speakers. A new, very high-pitched, shivering sound emerges amidst the others.
That's it. The signal in the noise. The thin whisper. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You are mesmerized by the sounds, but also feel nausea welling up as the motif continues, then begins to recede, dissolving in what must be the sound of water lapping at the bank.
you know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the Koldomamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photons. Probably some insect trying to sing higher than its predators can hear. Still, fascinating, aren't they? Early morning sounds.
All right. I'm looking for something that plays a tape for police business.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
All right. Yeah, I have other business to take care of now. All right.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Let's see. Let's stand on the tips of our toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Let's see. Hey, can I just play a tape on one of the boomboxes real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Alright, shopkeep. The Stereo 8 approved machine here
Is the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Are you sure it's all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Hey, can I get a discount on this boombox? A police discount?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
A man like that in a neighborhood like this, in a rickety house falling into the sea, there's fear in him. Use it to your advantage. Careful, you can only do this once.
All right, all right, let's just see if we can get it for 10. How does 10 real sound?
Sounds like a ripoff, but okay. I can make it 10, but no lower.
All right, thanks for the discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Okay, and...
Hello.
Yeah.
Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Where is the thing where we can... yeah, I have something to sell.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Okay, yeah, let's sell that. Sell the postcards. Okay.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay. All right. Let's head outside for now. And give this tape a little listen. We gotta... Where's our boombox? There we are. We got our boombox equipped. And... Okay, the Dora Gunner Megamix. All right. Let's check out the tape. Let's see. Oh no, but I like Roy. I know, me too. Well, we got a little bit of a discount. We weren't gonna push it that far.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
All right, let's play the tape.
You push Command Set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Another loud screech. Some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
Okay, who's this Corty?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
Let's see, it ended up being a fair price. Roy probably would have been offended if we didn't haggle just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, we had the option to go all the way down to 4 Real, but that seemed a little ridiculous. Alright, let's see, you think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. Or maybe Kohoi is just merc talk for atrocity, slaughter.
So, what do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Let's see. I agree, he also sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You are familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion. Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night.
All right, well, we'll just keep the boombox going. Why put it away, right? All right, let's go talk to Klasia again. So Kim says the tape was edited by someone. Not surprising, but yeah. Well, we'll see what Klasia has to say.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
She arches her brow. Something to that effect, yes.
The phrase was used.
The lieutenant checks his notes and nods.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Kohoi was mentioned.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that? Machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Let's see. Persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits.
Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Let's see. Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
She wouldn't. She doesn't have the full Hoi in her.
Okay, Half-Light. Yeah, next situation, you're gonna be so scared you want us to run.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? In Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her, that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
All right, let's return to this later, miss. Okay, probably don't have this unlocked, no. All right, let's head back downstairs and have another chat with Titus. It really seems like Titus had like all this stuff set up, but none of it's kind of going according to what he was planning.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
All right, so I talked to Klasia about the tape. And nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
You caught him off balance. Push, and he will give way.
All right, push. Hey, she pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
Let's see. Titus, she said she would like to be a little door gunner herself if she could.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright, I'll fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Her voice is a bit softer than earlier.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Titus rubs his chin with his palm as if trying to grind it smooth.
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
No physical instruments. We're not itching for a bump with Titus here. Jeez. I think this is personal for you. I think you had feelings for her.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist, or anything.
Or, everyone's got feelings for each other. What are you going to do with this?
That's all right, Glenn. I just thought, I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently, I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
He smiles sympathetically.
You wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Alright, be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent.
Alright, we're breaking them down. Let's see here. So Kim says, yeah, I already read the tape editing one. Sounds like she wasn't the puppet that Titus assumed she was when he concocted his plan. Oh, no, she is not.
The man is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!"
He throws his beer can down.
This is the petulant rage of someone who's at the end of their wits.
That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. Understand? Your little investigation is over.
All right, I will tell the lady outside of the bookstore that our investigation into her missing alcoholic husband is over, Titus.
Yeah.
There is a silence in the room. Elaine starts saying something, then thinks best not to.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
Oh no, someone get Gart. Hey Gart, can you clean up this beer mess?
What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
All right, Gart.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the less cooperative they will be.
Oh God, we have a godly rhetoric check. I'm scared to even look. Hey, Gart has multiple cafeterias to manage. So true. Gart is so busy. All right. Oh boy. All right. Godly rhetoric check. Convince Titus he's being manipulated. 17% chance. We do have a +1, mentioned surreal play. +1, strange reaction to the bullet. +1, Everard asked to cooperate. +1, understood why Titus is upset. And +1, Angus can't take the pressure. Well, let's give it a try. 17%. Come on.
Klase is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
Really good rhetoric. Okay. You know, you guys are always telling me they're good, and then they aren't.
Those are the other guys. My shit is solid gold. You can trust me.
Oh, we can trust rhetoric this time. Can I? All those ideas looked really bad.
Oh, you don't like these arguments? Let's see you come up with your own then. Come on, everyone's waiting. Where are they?
Oh, rhetoric's calling us out now. We don't have arguments of our own. Okay, let's see. Oh no, Kim, I need your gun again. Oh my god, no. Do we go for the gun again? Oh my god. I want to do it for the joke. I'm gonna do it for the joke. Kim, I'm gonna need your gun again.
That is absolutely not going to happen.
Gun me, Kim. Dot, dot, dot. Don't talk, just gun me.
But I didn't say anything.
He didn't. Oh my god, I'm dying here.
What are they whispering, Titus? I can't hear anything.
I don't know. Some kind of bitch fight, I think. Hey, bitches. No fighting in the union booth. Talk or walk.
So, you put the gun in your mouth for the other guy. Couldn't even get it in your hand for me. This is bullshit. We'll never convince them without a gun.
We need to find our gun. I think Rhetoric is right. Let's see. Oh no, we've already had one skill trying to talk us into Redacted. I don't think we can afford another one yet. Yep, and Rhetoric called us out for it. All because we failed Authority that one time. All right, I'm gonna take off for now. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, let us head outside. What day was it? Ah, it's Wednesday. So we can actually head over somewhere. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's talk to the racist lorry driver one more time. See if we have that check unlocked.
Looking for something?
Okay, that's a half-light check. Okay. I guess, maybe we can check that next time. We could get information from that cigarette smoking lorry driver, but trying to avoid making him really mad at us. All right.
A rusting control panel with loose wires. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
Oh, Kim, we are getting sidetracked. I don't care what you say. All right. Let's head to the other side here. The radio relay hums with electricity. Actually, maybe I should get, the bag going on. There we go. All right. Okay, a breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Maybe there's something inside. 90 cents. We'll take it. Oh, we got a thought. A creaking ahead, a broken axle grinding. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover. Okay, is that down this way? No. Okay. Oh, okay, that's what I was looking for. All right, we got a banged up fuel canister. Something here, a bottle drained of all its booze is frozen to the ice.
A banged up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible.
Oh, so this is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to.
It appears to be so.
The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. All right, let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water.
All right, let's run our hands over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
Okay, what is the make of this MC? Can I see a logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
Oh, well, that's good at least. How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
Well, looks like Jacob Earl's journey came to an abrupt end here.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Oh, did you say something, Lieutenant?
I did not. But I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
All right, what should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
How long will it take for the low tide to come in?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
All right, let's sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Okay, we got a drama check, red check, so we can only do it once to whistle a tune. 42% chance, let's go for it.
Spit flies from your mouth to your mustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound though.
We failed to whistle. We just spit. Oh, very good.
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
All right, let's keep blowing.
That's right. Just keep at it. It will come to you.
With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed.
Let's see, Kim is awesome. Oh, I agree. Kim is the best. Probably Yeah, top tier, S tier, video game companion character, for sure. Also, how's it going? Falival. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Let's see. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches?
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Let's see. If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose?
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
I understand. You're saying you're siding with the Union.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Let's see. Let's see. We'll squint our eyes and say, is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Let's see. 41 is his rank in the underground street racing hierarchy. Small fish, this one.
But it could also be the number of a police precinct. Precinct 41. Your precinct.
Our precinct?
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do?
What did we do?
No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
No, no!
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
All right. Oh my God, it's mine. I drove my car into the sea.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal.
Oh, let's see. Well, maybe I was in pursuit of someone.
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Probably. Try definitely.
Heck yeah. Oh gosh. Oh God, how do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
It's sunken too deep. There is no access ramp to the coast.
Oh, let's see. So it's just gonna be there like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
But I can still fix it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one.
Oh no, I thought we'd gotten past whatever happened during the blackout. Nope. Nope.
Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
Oh, maybe we can bum 40,000 more real from Joyce. She did give us 100. Man, I don't have that kind of money.
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
And the badge, the gun, and now this?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything.
Well, at least I can see what's in there now.
Yes, Let's go take a look.
All right, we completed our task of find the traffic hooligan. All right, let's go take a look. RCM badge, LTN 2JFR Dubois. And RCM commander's jacket, +1 esprit decor, and +1 visual calculus. All right, let's see. Yes, thick blue piece of acrylic covering a thin leaf of paper with the officer's name and rank on it. Next to the writing, you see a man stare back at you, a younger version of you, already disintegrating inside, but still presentable on the outside.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Hey Kim, I found my badge!
At least something good came out of all this.
The lieutenant glances at the badge in your hands. All right, let's study it.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
All right, let's look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. Good choice. A newer photo would look different.
I bet. How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking. Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. It looks better on him because he isn't in as much pain while producing it as you are now. Although there's already a hint of that pain, certainly. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Let's see. Oh God, I thought the cars were personal property. I didn't realize they belonged to the RCM. Yeah, I guess so. They must be, like, I know, like Kim has some upgrades or maybe like a better thing to his. They must allow, maybe it's like upgrades are like personally paid for, maybe. All right, name Harrier Dubois.
Harrier? That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Wait, what kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
All right, well, we have an option here. Do we accept our name as Harrier Dubois, or do we not accept our name as Harrier Dubois? And unfortunately, we somehow missed the option to go around constantly calling ourselves Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau, so we don't really have another name. Let me check something here. You got no input. All right, no problem. All right, well, I guess we'll accept it. Harrier Dubois it is then, superstar cop.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
All right, rank?
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
What is a Lieutenant W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W. Freighter?
The title of Yefreitor is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, Captain. You have declined twice, thus you're double Yefreitor.
Oh, declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, Lieutenant.
What's a decomptage?
Decomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional Yefreitor rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Oh. All right. We won't pull rank or anything. Thanks for explaining all this.
My pleasure.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Oh, well, all right. Thanks, that gives me hope.
Good.
He says with a quick smile. All right, let's look at the document again.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
Does that mean we outrank him? Yeah, I guess so. Thanks for confirming authority. Guess we see now how much rank is worth. Actually, I may pull out our case files again, not to go through cases, but there's some other things that may show why. Because when the very first time we looked at it, I think Kim was in bed. All right, serial number?
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
Date of issue, 7th of November, 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going.
All right, Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
He stops. What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is. But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva.
He knew all those people, although they're not from his station. They must be big.
Whoa, they must be.
And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
All right, let's put the badge away. And then let's take a quick look at our ledger of failure and hatred with Kim here.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip,
okay.
Then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Let's browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
Okay, what types of forms?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. The rest of
that
the
wasn't
stinking
what I was.
cellulose
What
is
about the
much
clip?
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down. The surface is interrupted. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned?
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example?
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay, that's all. He returns to his neatly kept notes.
While a bunch of sodden papers.
Okay. All right, so when we head back to the other part of Martinez, we can take a look at that, and we'll see what kind more in depth about what kind of detective we were in the past, and why we may have been up to Lieutenant W. Freighter. Footprints in the snow, they lead away from the accidents. The underside of the boat has been recently been tarred. Let's see. What do we have down here? Through the broken glass, dusty shelves, and a forgotten chair. Let's have a look inside, shall we? A cold breeze is enough to make the wall planks creak. What do we have here? Another postcard we can sell at the pawn shop. Oh, there's something else on the shelf. Bow knot, +2 drama. Yeah, we haven't really heard much from horrific necktie. How about we get a little drama in the mix? Look at that. I think we look pretty good with our bow tie. All right, and the only thing left is this lone, solitary chair. You see a dark red chair in the dim light of the room. Oh, I guess we're not gonna get anything then. All right. Okay. Yeah, we do have our commander's jacket. That's +1 drama, +1 electro. +1 logic with the glasses, +1 visual calculus. I guess we'll stick with that. Sounds like we're part of an elite unit, eh? Yeah, that's right. Superstar unit. Absolutely. Oh, while we're in this area, if we remember, we had this white envelope from Everard Clare who wanted a couple of names so they could build some youth center, supposedly. Let's take a look at this.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Let's look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size, They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
He shrugs. All right, we got a medium logic check. Try to find a loophole in the deal. 17%. All right, let's give it a shot.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Oh, we are smart. All right, let's put the documents back in the envelope. Let's see. The woman next to a bucket of clothes hums an odd melody. Her eyes are closed.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Then how does she know you're here?
Whoa. If you can't see, then how did you know I'm here?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come.
She beckons you towards her. All right, let's lean forward.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Okay. We're cops. We're hellraisers. Click, click, bang, bang.
No, you're not. I've seen you around here before. 12 years ago. You didn't raise any hell. You were quite helpful, actually. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Let's see. Wait, I've been here before?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there.
She points to the building behind her.
He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
Well, I am an ill omen, all right.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen.
Oh.
But you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Let's see. Oh, where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
Her soapy thumb points to the building behind her. How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait, hold on, you're just giving it to me?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
Man, there's this guy, Gart, who makes me give him money every night just so I don't die out in the cold.
That's exactly how they get ya.
That is.
That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours.
All right, you got yourself a tenant.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
A key appears from under her apron. She hands it to you.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
That's right, Kim. Here, in a shack. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr...
Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
All right. I'm gonna hold off on the envelope thing. All right. Goodbye. Mostly wanted to talk to her to get our free lodging, so we no longer have to spend 20 real a night, which is good. Because we are getting a little low on funds. You can't see into the house from this angle. We got a thought. Inside, you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. Let's have a look.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
All right, let's unlock it.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the Whirling in Rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
All right, let's have a look around. Looks like we got a box up here. A Korojev jacket, +1 logic. You see the waves, the sea, and a church.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it.
Oh, okay. It's just a mirror. We'll keep the expression going.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Yeah, never go for the shave. Never go for the shave. The floorboards creak under your step. Old science fiction magazines, books about bird watching, and an almanac from '39. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum.
All right, let's listen.
The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
What is this place to you?
Let's see. My forward base for the coastal part of the operation.
Overhead, you hear the forlorn shriek of seagulls. Far below the birds, a wooden boardwalk filled with abandoned stands, tables and benches, echoes from a long-lost time. A middle-aged man stands in a rundown shack on the edge of a fishing village, listening to the heater hum on the wall.
All right, thank you, strange sensation, for a fair assessment of the current situation.
Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Look under the floorboards.
All right. Under the floorboards. Under the bed?
The bed is comforting, if...
Yeah, no time to rest. Was it like the floorboards in the shack with one chair, maybe? Or do we need like a... Maybe we don't have high enough perception or Inland Empire? Alright, let's see. Well, this was quite an auspicious encounter. Yeah. They kind of... they kind of, like, stress you out at the beginning of the game. Like, you have no memory, you got no money, And you know, you're gonna be homeless with this big bill to pay to kind of scare you. But then after a few days, you do have the option of getting the free place, so you don't have to pay guard anymore. But you can always still, you know, you don't have to take the free place. You can continue to pay guard if you want. Yeah, how do I... No, I want to get back to... Yeah. Back to here. Okay, so it is... Alright, I guess it's probably the floorboards in my place, but I don't have a, I guess I'm probably missing some kind of check. Sounds of life in the north, a washboard scrubs filth from fabric. Let's see, whose voice was that? What is this place to you? I know some of the Shivers stuff has that woman. I have a couple of thoughts of if it is a separate person from Shivers who it is, but that would be a spoiler. Two possible people it could be. I'll have to compare voices later. All right, more prep tide. We'll take it. A wedding stone, well worn and covered in rust. All right, 65 cents. Construction material, whoever planned to build this house left in a hurry. And we can always check the floorboards when we go back at night also, I guess. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. All right, there's a couple of kids down here.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Whoa, you guys look identical.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The other one says, yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt.
You're bad with kids.
Yes, and what are you, Kidmaster General?
Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
Let's see, still here and listening, just to let you know, refreshing my lurk. Oh, hope you're having a good listen to this nonsense. All good, all good. Hey, where is your mom?
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
All right, bye kids, take care. Okay, hard to see the details. The colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy though. Let's head inside. Absolute nonsense is my favorite. Same. It feels safe and warm in here, not like outside. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. Oh, we got a ruffed grouse taxidermy. We'll just swipe that.
Hello, mister.
A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She is looking at you with frank curiosity.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
What's this? Show her the stuffed bird you took from the ceiling.
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Yes, but what's it for?
I don't know.
Can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Where are your parents?
My mom's outside. And I don't really know about my dad.
She gives you a bright smile like it's a good thing. Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They're identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
She slowly processes the word, then snickers with laughter. What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Oh, okay. Well, pleased to meet you, Lambie.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
Let me
It's
try
Lambie.
that
Lambie
again.
is a stuffed lamb that,
He
admittedly,
looks soft?
Yes. Very soft.
Suddenly, she pushes the stuffed animal towards your face. Let's press our cheek against Lambie.
Isn't he soft?
She's right, Lambie is very soft. She rubs the white fur against your cheek, then returns the lamb into her lap, cuddling it. Alright, well, we got a morale point. Goodbye.
Bye!
The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you. Okay, let's head back out. I know we need her to tell us something. Let's see if we can talk to the twins again.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Is little Lily your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? You're being laconic about it?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
All right. What do we have over here? A flower trough where nothing really grows. Maybe in spring. Yeah, and I think the thing's over here, but we're not getting any perception or anything. What do we have? A black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirrup. We've been fuzzy since the beginning. Didn't expect it to come in handy, though. Yeah, I guess something to know about this game is, expect anything and everything. Alright, looks like we got some wheels over here. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns the reeds. Alright, 1 real, 15 cents. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me head up this way. We'll pass those guys for now. Let's head up here.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Let's take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
It could have been multiple seagulls.
You should still take it.
We should. Let's take it. Filthy jacket. Use interact button to inspect it. Let's see. What's up with this filthy jacket?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Yeah, let's think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night.
Okay, that's pretty disgusting. I've had enough.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
Ew, ew, ew.
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Oh, man. All right, let's have a look over here. 20 cents and some plastic tear. We'll take that. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. We got Mega Beano's prescription lenses, +2 to encyclopedia and -1 to perception. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. All right, we got some more tear. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. All right, looks like we got some change on the table here. 80 cents. Definitely looks good to us. All right. And a big wine canister. It's open and empty. Okay, let's head down here.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. That is awful.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
All right. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Let's examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Let's look at the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Now, this makes partying look bad. Still, don't let it sway you. You're responsible.
Oh, we are! We were responsible for drunkenly driving our motor carriage into the sea. Let's examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Okay. Anything further down here? It's a long way down to your death from here, 20 meters at least. The coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Stop messing with the coin, viewer, and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. All right, well, let's have a look here.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
That's right.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
All right, let's study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Let's search the pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Okay, let's study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits.
Woo! Yeah, that's a lot of drinking.
When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Okay, let's study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Okay, let's examine his head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just the one at the back of his head here.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Okay, let's examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Okay, let's examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Brabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
All right, let's look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Okay, let's step on the floorboards.
The boards screech under the weight of the T500 ceramic sabatons. It's a good thing they're so light, because it's hard to determine whether it was the dead man's weight that caused the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet.
Okay, step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
You look south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
We know who this is. It's the working class woman's missing husband dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
The library card. He was supposed to return a book.
I can't see a book. So he took the book to the library, then came back and thought, I'll have one.
Just one drink. I have my cool jacket on. I took the book to the library. I've earned it.
Damn it. He's definitely someone's husband.
The lieutenant points at the golden ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and painful. What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Let's see. Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
The lieutenant nods. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Alright.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
Alright, we found him. We should finish this.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay, let's have a look at the library card.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Let's look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Alright, let's look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Okay. Alright, actually, what am I doing here? Where is our map? There it is.
The worn map features the patchwork grid.
All right, let me just run through this. All right. Now, Well, I can never seem to get the quick travel going. We got a thought. Moonshine probably smells like tasty fermentation. Let us see about heading back to the car. We'll pick up this case for now. There's still plenty for us to do in this area. We'll come back, you know, afterwards. Kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Yep, we'll see about that later. Before you a drawbridge, it can be lowered to the other side. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, the quick travel actually worked, which I'm surprised about. Okay, let's,
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and...
Yeah, let's pull out the radio.
57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for any information that can provide, on Billy Magine, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
On Moreau Drive in central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information on Billy Majon?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then, yes, okay, if it was the police, she starts explaining something.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie?
A moment passes.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question.
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
So Billy Majon is a woman, not a man? How did your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Thank you. That's all for me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
The librarian hangs up, and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
1 moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
She repeats.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Majan.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I'm done with the radio for now.
57th, over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin, you see a set.
All right, let's close the door for now. We'll examine our badge later. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I guess healing morale is good. Okay, she's gone from there. So let's head, oh shoot, that's right, I gotta go around the other way, don't I? Let's head back to the apartment building. Let's see, so we finally find the husband. The lady knew her husband was missing, so she was spending time at the bookstore. We signed up Kim for extra work, that's right. And a workout, all this running around that we're doing. Okay, let's head inside. And upstairs. All right, and let me do a save game. I think it's been a little while. Oh, was it this one down here?
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons yo.
Ooh.
The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Okay. Well, we're doing this. Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Majan. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's
dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
I mean, that's probably the best advice right there, honestly. We can try to bail out, apparently, but we're not gonna. We're gonna do it. All right, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Let's knock.
Hello? Who is it?
A voice calls out from the other side of the door.
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Majan's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
You hear shuffling inside.
Tidying up, nervously.
Come in, the door is open.
All right, let's go. Don't run, okay? Take it slow when exploring the apartment. Be respectful. All right, let's wander around a bit. A chalk-drawn height chart for children's growth over the years. A textbook for high school, mathematics, trigonometry mostly. The clock ticking away with an odd cheerfulness. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the walls. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings. Hello, detective. Yes, hello. We'll get to you after we do our observation here. Some leftovers kept warm on a stovetop. Packages of humanitarian aid macaronis. An empty pack of red Astra cigarettes hidden under the bed. Same brand of cigarettes of our gentleman there. This is absolutely heartbreaking. Oh, yeah. I guess content warning for heartbreaking. This is extremely good, but it's gonna be heartbreaking, for sure.
It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before the smile vanishes from her face.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here.
Thanks, but I'm all right.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it?
Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place.
So, how have you been? Yeah, no. Alright, you live here with Victor, your husband, right?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
Yes, I remember you mentioned them at the book stand.
Mm-hmm. They came home later. They're good girls.
And where is everybody? I don't see anyone home.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
He still hasn't come home?
No.
She stops.
Vi, do you have any news?
All right. What was the name of the library?
Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at Mayro Street. I don't know the official name.
Central Jamrock Public Library?
I think, yes, if that's the one on Mayro.
What was he supposed to do in the library?
Just to return a book of mine. Why? Why all those questions, detective? Did he...
Was it The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald?
Yes.
She becomes unsettled as she says that, her forehead scrunching up into a worried expression. All right, let's see. To your knowledge, did he make it to the library?
No. I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back home.
She looks at the front door.
It shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone for more than a few days.
Remind me again, what was he wearing when you last saw him?
His old leather jacket.
Can you describe it?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so...
What about the inner lining?
Yes. The lining is hand-sewn. It's blue, I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
All right, there's something else I have to tell you.
She folds her hands across her chest. Here it comes.
Empathy check impossible. Tell her about the dead body. 58% chance. +4, Kim is here. +1, identified the leather jacket. +1, identified the library card. +1, discuss things through with Kim. +1, lieutenant's handkerchief. All right, let's tell her about the dead body.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Majan, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Your husband, Victor Majan, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh.
She touches her neck, eyes pale like pearls in seawater.
Oh. But he was just...
She looks at the kitchen table where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray.
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
She turns to you. Her neck and cheeks are covered with red blotches. Her double chin is shaking. It was an accident. He fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Alcohol may have played a role, yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
It couldn't have been long.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
Let's see, this is awful, but we have all the bonuses possible, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, now pain threshold applies not to us, but to others, yep.
The handkerchief.
No words, just give her the lieutenant's handkerchief.
A small, terrified smile quivers on her face as she takes the handkerchief and wipes away the tears. She looks disoriented.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly.
It burns like acid.
God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No. Take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
She nods, but with a wretched expression.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still...
She rubs her face, runs her fingers over her cheeks that have become numb.
Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
She runs out of breath.
These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon. Already, she starts to shake.
Again, I am very sorry, ma'am.
We should step outside and talk.
We'll set the library card by her and leave the room.
You did well.
The lieutenant says as soon as you've left the apartment, the balcony feels cool and quiet, with a stunning view over the district. I don't know, I could have done more.
You did enough.
He pauses, rubbing his hands together to generate some heat.
Can save the whole world, you know.
Alright, what now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
Alright, this is closed then.
Let's go.
Yep, always good to check in with Kim before doing something like that, especially in our unique mental situation here. But yeah, there's the I really love that moment. Not like, hey, this is such a great thing, but it's just like, oh, you know, we're having fun, you know, making stupid comments to people and, you know, messing around with the voices inside our heads, and then bam, you get to just, you have to live in this moment of telling someone their loved one has died. It's heartbreaking, for sure. But I think it's really well done in this game. All right, let's go ahead and save here. And I think with that uplifting and lighthearted moment, we'll probably end for the evening. We still have so much to do. Oh my gosh. We'll probably do next stream of this. The couple of things we can do on this side, like give Gart the stuffed bird, and then read the watermarks over at Kim's motor carriage. And then we got all kinds of stuff to explore on the other side of that area that we've unlocked now. And yeah, ever stepping closer to the end of the mystery, but also always stepping closer to more side investigations, because we do also have a big area, the church, which is probably some of my favorite stuff in the game. It's weird, it's cool, it's creepy. I can't wait to really get into the church stuff. Hopefully we'll get really involved next stream. Next stream that we'll be doing this, which will be Thursday. I gotta be honest, sometimes it's killing me having to wait. This game is so addicting. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. I do have a new additional day on the schedule, which will be tomorrow, aka technically today, for me, at about 1 p.m. Eastern. Completely different kind of thing. I have decided on just some fun Mario stuff. I think I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll just replay some of the classics. Maybe I'll do one of those. But also, I think I'm going to check out some ROM hacks. Not quite the Kaizo stuff, but there's some other really cool ROM hacks that I've never, ever played. And I do have some randomizers, too. So Monday afternoons, for a while, I think are just going to be dedicated to some fun Mario nonsense. Let's see. Cool, thanks. We're deep in it now. I remember the church foreshadowing from a few sessions back. Super glad I haven't been spoiled on this game yet. All right, awesome. Yeah, keep unspoiled so I can spoil it all for you. And even so, I mean, you could still pick this game up, and while, you know, a lot of like the major stuff will kind of, you know, be answered the same. I mean, on this second playthrough, I've been seeing so much that I haven't seen before. Like even that little section where we saw that drunk guy, and then we were able to have a conversation with that lady outside of the bookstore. Like, I completely missed that. Like, my first time going through, I guess I didn't have the check for that, and so it, like, I just discovered the body and then had to figure out with the library who it was, and then was pretty surprised that it was the bookstore lady, actually. So that was pretty neat this time around. Alrighty, so that's it. Thanks everybody who popped in to watch and hang out and whatnot, and anybody who might be watching this after the fact. But yeah, until next time, I hope everybody has a good day, good evening, or whatever it is where you're at. All right, see you later, everybody. Goodbye.